Let's start with an uncomfortable truth. Kindness, without an edge, makes you prey in a world ruled by predators. You were told to be kind, stay humble, gentle, and life would somehow reward you for it. Keep doing the right thing, someone will notice, right? Keep your heart pure, and life will pay you back. But, deep down, you know better. You've just never dared to say it out loud. How many times have you been the good one, only to be ignored? How many times did you stay silent, just to keep the peace, and got disrespected anyway? How often did you hold on to your principles and watch the cunning ones smile as they climbed past you? This world doesn't reward goodness, it rewards awareness. Machiavelli was brave enough to spell it out. He didn't write The Prince to teach you how to be moral, but how to survive among wolves without losing your soul or your life. He made it clear, morality without strategy is just stupidity, dressed as virtue. Kindness, when left unguarded, becomes a leash, a collar. Others tug you wherever they want. You're not wrong for being kind. You're wrong for believing kindness alone earns you respect. To the world, goodness without boundaries is an open door for exploitation. Ask yourself, the people you admire, the ones who've climbed to power, did they get there on pure intentions alone, or did they rise because they understood human nature? They knew when to be soft, when to be sharp, when to offer a hand, and when to keep a knife behind their back. Machiavelli didn't teach cruelty. He taught you to stop being naive. He warned, don't walk into a game when you don't even know the rules. If you don't know how it's played, you'll end up as a pawn in someone else's plan. Every time you stay silent to keep the peace, every time you give without asking back, every time you tolerate what you shouldn't, you're telling the world, I'm weak, use me. But you can stop. Right now, you can choose not to be shaped by this world, but to shape it through intelligence. That's why you're here, not to kill your kindness, but to armor it. Make it something no one dares to use. The problem's not that you're good. The problem is, you don't know how to protect that goodness. You walk around believing everyone plays fair, that people will treat you like you treat them, that decency spreads. It doesn't. The world's not full of souls like yours. It's full of opportunists, predators in polished shoes, manipulators with soft eyes who know exactly what to do with someone like you, someone giving, trusting, unable to imagine using others, and blind when they're being used themselves. You're not a target because you're weak. You're a target because you're predictable, safe, transparent. Machiavelli saw this truth. When many refused to believe, he knew the human nature, when cornered, isn't noble. No, human nature, when pushed, is calculated. Give people the chance, and they'll pick advantage over ethics every time. And if you don't see this, you'll stay a casualty of your own ideals. This isn't a call to get cynical, it's a call to get smart, to sharpen your kindness, make it strategic. You don't have to betray your principles, but stop putting them out on a silver platter for anyone to exploit. Learn to read people, sense motives before they're spoken, spot a smile that hides a knife. Understand this, being loved is not the same as being respected. Machiavelli said, it's better to be feared than loved if you can't be both. And you chose to be loved, accepted, harmless. But be honest, what did that earn you? Did it bring admiration? Did it build power? Did it make anyone think twice before crossing you? Or did it just teach you, again and again, that people take what you give, then vanish when you need it back? Kindness, without presence, strength, boundaries, doesn't inspire loyalty. It breeds entitlement. People don't respect what's always there, what's easy, what never says no. And when they don't respect you, they don't hear you, they don't protect you, they use you, not because they're monsters, but because you never showed them any reason not to. So if you keep wondering, why your good heart keeps breaking, why silence brings disrespect, why your giving never circles back. Here's why: you mistook kindness for a strategy. But it's not until you give it a spine, not until you blend it with awareness, discernment, power. Machiavelli never said stop being good. He said stop being blind. You didn't just want people to like you, you were starving for it. Not love, not pure love, but acceptance, approval. That quiet nod from the world saying, you're good, you belong. You learned to survive by pleasing, shrinking, smoothing every edge, just to avoid rejection. Over time, that became your identity. The peacemaker, the agreeable one, the man with polite thoughts, a low voice, and a predictable presence. You told yourself it was kindness, but really, it made you invisible. Here's the brutal truth. Machiavelli would whisper, the world's not ruled by the lovable, but the unreadable. When you crave to be liked, you get soft where you need steel. You compromise when you should stand firm. You give second chances when silence would have spoken louder. Slowly, the world stops seeing you as someone to remember and starts seeing you as someone to use. Machiavelli said, it's safer to be feared than loved if you must choose. Not cruelty, a fact of human nature. People follow those they can't predict, not those who give their essence away free. When you lead with needing to be liked, you show weakness. You tell people what buttons to push, how far to go. Worst, you let them believe your kindness is endless. They disrespect you, knowing your approval-seeking heart will come back for more. But approval is a prison, built with compliments, locked with self-doubt. The more you chase it, the further you drift from the man you're meant to be. No one tells you being liked is cheap. It costs nothing. Being respected, that's earned, requires boundaries, a backbone, and the guts to walk away from any room that demands your silence for love. So, look at your life. Where have you given too much? Stayed too long? Tolerated too quietly? Ask yourself, was it kindness or was it fear? If you don't face that truth now, you'll keep repeating the same lesson. Keep smiling through disrespect. Keep apologizing for your needs. Keep hoping someone will see your worth without you having to roar. They won't. Not until you become the kind of man who doesn't need to be liked. Not until you're kind and still feared. From a young age, you were told the same lie, that goodness would be recognized, that loyalty, patience, honesty would earn you the crown. But what they didn't say, the world isn't watching. And if it is, it's not applauding your purity, it's calculating your usefulness. Because the world, as Machiavelli saw, doesn't move by virtue, it moves by leverage. Power isn't about your intentions, it's about what you can control. So ask yourself, where has your decency really gotten you? How many times did you do the right thing, only to watch someone more cunning, more ruthless, more aware of the game, rise above? It hurts, because part of you wants to believe the myth. Good guys finish first, truth always wins. But if you've lived long enough, you know it's not how the world works. The world rewards, not the morally good, but the strategically good. Men who weaponize their presence, who know when to speak and when to vanish, who understand appearances can be more valuable than authenticity. Machiavelli warned, it's not necessary to have all the virtues, but it's necessary to appear to have them, because appearance shapes perception, and perception shapes power. You may be the wisest man in the room, but if you can't control how others see you, if you come off soft when you need to stand firm, if you seem desperate when you should stay detached, you lose your influence. The manipulator, he thrives because he looks confident. The fool, he wins because he sounds certain. And the virtuous man, he waits silently, hoping someone notices his worth. But the world, it rarely notices what doesn't demand attention. That's why Machiavelli didn't just teach survival, he taught performance. The art of crafting an image that commands respect before you even speak. The discipline to act with intent, not impulse. And above all, the courage to ditch the fantasy that people are fair. They're not. They're emotional, reactive, drawn to charisma, mystery, dominance, not purity. So if you want to stop being overlooked, stop hoping your goodness alone will cut it. Become the man whose silence has gravity, whose words are rare but sharp, whose presence makes others straighten up. Because in the end, it's not morality that rules the world, it's mastery. Let me ask you, have you ever seen someone way less skilled than you get ahead? Not because they're smarter or work harder, but because they look the part. This is where most lose before they start. They think truth is enough, that being good at what you do will speak for itself. But Machiavelli, he knew better. He said, it's not necessary to have all the virtues, but to appear to have them. That's not deception, that's strategy. Because in the world's eyes, you're not what you are, you're what they see. You are what you appear to be. People don't see your inner character, they see your posture, your tone, your confidence or hesitation, and they make snap judgments just from those surface impressions. So if you look uncertain, they treat you like you're uncertain. If you seem passive, they overlook you. If you come off soft, they challenge you. Doesn't matter how good your heart is, or how capable you are behind closed doors. Power isn't just about what's inside, it's about how well you project it in the room. Truth is, people follow what they think is authority, even if it's just a facade. That's why the loudest, most confident fool gets more attention than the quiet, intelligent man, because he gets what most good men never learn. You have to master your own story, curate your presence, like a king does his image, not to please others, but to set the terms on how they engage with you. If you don't define your value, others will, and they'll almost always undervalue you. You don't have to pretend, but you do need to present. Power isn't just held, it's projected. Respect isn't just earned, it's signaled. So stop hoping people will see your worth someday. Start showing it on purpose. Machiavelli wasn't pushing arrogance. He was telling you a truth polite society hides. Appearances rule. Perception shapes reality. It's not about being fake. It's about becoming. Undeniable power isn't always loud. In fact, the strongest people often say the least, because what you say can be used against you, but what you don't say, that creates mystery, and mystery creates control. Machiavelli understood this. He wrote, "A prince must know how to conceal his intentions, not because deception's noble, but because transparency in the wrong hands is suicide." Most people think speaking up is power, saying what's on your mind earns you respect, but more often, it just exposes you. Because once people can predict your thoughts, your moves, your values, they gain leverage. And when you're predictable, you're not dangerous, you're manageable. Strategic silence isn't pretending, it's preserving your edge, it's knowing what to reveal and what to keep buried. Think about it. How many times have you over-explained yourself just to feel misunderstood, or worse, dismissed? How many times have you trusted too quickly, shared too much, only to watch that info come back to bite you? That's not honesty, that's weak self-defense. In a world full of watchers, those who control the flow of information control the board. The less they know about you, the more they're forced to respect that space, to wonder, and hesitation. That's power. You don't owe the world your thoughts. You don't owe explanations to people who haven't earned your truth. Every word you drop should carry weight. Every line, deliberate, measured, intentional. Because when you speak less, people lean in, they listen, they replay your words, looking for meaning between the lines. That is influence. The man who talks endlessly, he's cheap, forgettable, replaceable. But the man who pauses, who lets silence do the heavy lifting, he carries presence, strategic silence. It's not weakness, it's armor for those who refuse to be read too easily. So stop filling the air with noise. Stop giving people the whole map. Leave gaps. Let them wonder. Let them guess. Because when no one knows exactly what you think, no one can control you. And that's the kind of power no one dares to challenge. If people can predict you, they can control you. Simple as that. Machiavelli didn't just study power, he studied fear. And history proves it over and over. Predictable men, expendable. The unpredictable, dangerous. When people know how you'll react, they plan around you. They push your buttons. They trap you in your own patterns. You become a puppet. Strings pulled by people no smarter than you, just more patient. Think about it. How many times have you responded the same way? To pressure, to rejection, to disrespect? And how many times did they use that against you? 'Cause they could count on you to be safe, to be soft, to fear surprise. But here's the shift. Become unpredictable. And the whole power game flips. They don't know if you'll stay or walk away. Forgive or disappear. Respond with calm or cold indifference. That uncertainty, that tension, it creates distance. It creates respect. It gives you space to move on your terms. People don't fear the cruel, they fear the unreadable. The one who can't be boxed in, the one who smiles but hides his intent, the one who doesn't react the way they expect, the one who goes silent and leaves them guessing. Unpredictability isn't chaos. It's calculated mystery. It's keeping just enough hidden that no one truly knows where you stand. 'Cause when they can't predict you, they can't prepare for you. And when they can't prepare, they hesitate. He who makes others hesitate commands the game. So break your patterns. Refuse to be defined by your old moves. Say no when they expect yes. Disappear when they expect you close. Speak only when silence would be safer. Because your unpredictability isn't confusion, it's control, it's a shield. Sometimes, it's the only thing standing between you and being devoured. Machiavelli didn't say, be chaotic. He said, be untouchable. And untouchable starts the second you stop being predictable. Let me give you a truth about power. Most people never grasp. Respect isn't built by always showing up. It's built when your absence makes an impact. We've been trained to think being available, responsive, ever-present means we're valuable. But Machiavelli knew better. Too much familiarity breeds contempt. Scarcity raises worth. If you're always around, always answering, giving, accessible, your presence turns ordinary, expected. And what's expected, it's never appreciated. You see it in love, at work, in every human game. The one who chases, who over-delivers, who never steps back, they're the first to be forgotten. Not 'cause they weren't valuable, but 'cause they never made their value felt through distance. You're not here to prove you're good anymore. You're here to live with intelligence, with clarity, with power. Let others chase noise. Let them drown in approval. You move different now. From this moment, you're not just in the game, you understand it. More than that, you know how to bend it to your favor. So tell me, which principle will you use first? Which old habit ends today? Which part of you won't be used anymore? Drop it below. I'm reading every word. This ain't a monologue, it's a movement. If this hit deep, like the video, subscribe. Not 'cause I asked, but 'cause you see the world different now. And that vision, it deserves to grow.